Equipment of Warrior, and welcome to my final build guide for my dual-wielding duelist. I did a build guide before which I say so many people like, so I want to do the final one when I'm done with the build. So as you can see earlier in the video, I tried this build against different map bosses. It worked very well. I did a very high content with this one. I even managed to defeat a series, but I died a couple of times. But it's hard to avoid the flame blast when you're desynced all the time. But I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm gonna go right into it. First I'm gonna go for the passive tree. Starting as a duelist, the first thing I did was went down here to get acceleration, and went here to get Master of the Arena, which are very good, both of them. This one gives you attack speed, this one gives you a bunch of things, including life regen, melee damage, melee range and extra strength. Then I went quickly to take the nodes here and get dexterity and get to iron reflex. After I get iron reflexes, I went up here, not up here, that is later. I went down here, get warrior's blood, get this side here with a life ore, get diamond skin, and then I rushed up here to get the resolute technique. And when you are up here, actually get lust for carnage first. Then you're gonna go for the damage way. Then you're gonna continue here after you take the iron reflexes. After even if you take and you know what I mean, resolute technique. Sorry. Then I went here and up here and to take weapon artillery to give you an additional block chance with dual wielding, even physical damage and dexterity. And you also get some good damage on the way there, as you can see here. Good amount of damage and attack speed. And even some life. Then I took this one, I took this here as well, tech skin. Then I went to get the barbarism. This one is a very good note, gives you a good amount of life and fire resist. And when you go here you get also some resist, and then go for the armor mastery. Then go up here, take the attack speed notes here and the dual wielding notes here. These are very good, they will give you increased damage and block chance, and block chance is important. Then get sentinel, then you're pretty much free to go whatever you want. Go for as much life as you can. I'm gonna go get this whole tree here and get Pact of the Warrior. I also want to, actually the last damage note I can recommend is this, maybe this one and this one. These ones are two pretty good. This one is actually pretty good. Or go for up here to get fencing. You can get fencing instead of getting strong aim. By the blade I recommending because it is a good note actually to get. Even this one, axe and sword damage, it's a very good one. So I'm recommending this one. It even gives you increased survivability, and give you increased evasion rating, and that will give you increased armor. So that pretty much cover it. And don't forget to get down here to get Garland's Blood. This is one amazing note as well. So that's pretty much it. Nothing strange for this build, but it's a very tanky and even a very damaging build. My damage now without any auras or modifiers is 23k. If I'm using my damage auras, it goes up to 31k damage. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm using the lightning aura because one of the problems with this build is it have a pretty hard time to get maxed out resistance. Can be a problem for this build. And now I'm gonna show my gear here. I'm using this sword here, which is a very good sword. So this one, but it's not that expensive. I bought it for like 2 exalts, which takes some time to farm it, but if you are willing and have the determination to get it, it's not that hard to get that amount of currency. I'm using a soul tagon, that's a different story. It costs 25 exalted orb, so it's a very expensive piece. It's the best offhand weapon you can have, because you don't need mana when you're using that. But you can go with a normal sword and just use, and then when you use, this is your damage. And also you need a Ring of Rain. This one is very important, yeah. This one is a legacy one, so the one you will probably get is not legacy, probably. I don't know, maybe you are much richer than I am in this game. Which you probably are, if I'm pretty poor. Anyway, I have my damage skill is linked to a melee splash gem, multi-strike gem, and then my main damage skill is dual strike, it's my most damaging skill, but you can use almost every physical damage, like physical attack like Riv, and you can use flicker strike, not optimal, and then you can use, I'm gonna show the other ones, and you can use dual strike, which is a pretty good one, double strike, sorry. You can use cyclone, which works pretty well. And yeah, And then you can use Heavy Strike also. Some of the other melee skills. Many of them works. As a movement skill, I'm using Leap Slam and Wield Duelist. Leap Slam do actually a pretty good amount of damage, so that's a bonus. And that's where skills are linked to Wield Blades, and Leap Slam are linked to level 20 faster attacks. I will level up my gems too much. And my aura setup is Reducing Mana with Purity of Lightning, Herald of Ash, and Hatred. This is my damage setup. If I want my more protected setup, I'm using Grace and Determination. And depending on the enemy I'm gonna fight, if they are a dangerous boss or using a specific element, I used to swift out for either a Purity of Fire, Purity of Ice, or using 2 of these protecting auras at once. I think, I forgot if I tested, but I think actually you can use all 3 protecting auras at the same time. Yes, you can do that actually when I'm looking at the mana reserve. So you can use all of the purity auras at the same time. And that's pretty much it. I actually gonna... I almost forgot the rest of my gear. Using this belt here, the best belt you can get. It's not so expensive and it's a very good belt. Using these crappy rings here, which are not optimal. It gives a good amount of life, and that's pretty much all it gives me. And it gives you intelligence. Intelligence can be a problem with this build. I'm using this ring here because it gives you a block chance against spell and even some intelligence. So you can go with another ring and amulet and get a huge amount of life, extra life, and some damage and resistance. But I use this one to block spells, and that's a very important thing. And these gloves here, not special, defensive. The boots, they are very good actually, and it's very defensive. They don't even give you chaos resistance, so your chaos resistance are not minus 60. That's pretty much the gear. And even if I don't using my high weapons, my damage is still good without... This is not good weapons here. They are pretty low attacks and yeah, they're not that good. I just using to level up. And if you're wondering how I can use the armor at the same time I'm using Bring of Rain, if you equip the armor first, then you equip the Bring of Rain, nothing in the armor here is active. I can't use any skills or skill gems or the armor in it. It doesn't work, but the gems still levelings up, so you can use this one to level extra skills, and that's a very good thing. That's the reason I have 2 weapons here. It's mainly because I want to level up some skill gems. So now that pretty much covered it, I think. I hope you guys like this video, and see you next time, guys.